whānau. I just want to really acknowledge the people of Hui-ā-hapū, and I want to acknowledge Marcus for bringing us here today, and for the āhua that I guess just made us want to come. And so to the Hui-ā-hapū, kia ora, and thanks for the opportunity to share. So this is us, Matawhao. Took us a long time to name it, but our matua John Clarisic and Hone Taimona came up with the name. And yes, it's the old name, but what they wanted, I guess their intent with the name was the whao. And what they wanted to do was inspire us as a younger generation to pick up the whao again and to start to carve our stories and to start to carve our future. And so that's what this waka is about. It's about our next generation picking up the whao and telling our stories in our places. And so for us as a whānau, it's quite new. We've maybe only taken the waka out since its launch a handful of times, but every time we're on the moana, we learn something about the moana, we learn something about the waka, and most of all, we learn something about ourselves. And coming over this morning with the mist on the harbour, not many of us, just a few, but it was a special moment and a special time to share time together. And I suppose for me, in my involvement, one of the most exciting things has been the involvement of our wahine with the weaving and with the sail, because so often, you know, waka can be a very male thing, and yet if you travel around the Pacific, what you see is wahine sitting with tāne, talking about waka, designing waka, working on sails, growing kai, and all of those things done together as a community. So for us, that's our, I guess, just this beautiful thing that's happening is bringing our wahine and our tāne together. And I just want to acknowledge Te Ringa Raupa, our collective of weavers who travelled over to England to visit the last known Māori sail, Te Rā, which was collected, we believe, by Cook. And it's just the most beautiful piece of engineering and design. This thing is beautiful in its way of being. But we had a story that was told to us by Tahu Te Kanawa, Digores Te Kanawa's mother, and she talked about when Hawaii Nui came in from overseas, and she was excited to see the sails. When she went down to the ocean, the sails were canvas like this. But she told a story about the woven sails that she was told as a young girl from her old people. And in Te Rā, it's got a zigzag pattern that works its way through the sail. And she said that the name of that zigzag pattern was Moana Whiri Mā and Aua Whiri Mā. And it was in reference to the way that the sail allowed us as people to extend the reach, and therefore our whakawhanaunga with each other. The sail allowed us to go further. The zigzag was coming into the ocean, into the village, into the ocean, into the village, or on the harbour. And so I suppose for us, when we think about what Marcus is and the people of Ōtaua are doing here, then the moana whiri mā and the aua whiri mā becomes important, because we can do that again, and our waka can help us do that again. So this is a bit different. It's built out of tree skins of Cody because our log had a rot in it. So, you know, like our people of old, I think we adapted and moved and changed rapidly. And that's what's helped us survive. And I see that in the ways that we're doing things today here, or the people of Ōtaua are, it's that adaptation and moving with the times. So our people were brilliant, and we've got a beautiful inheritance, and we've got an exciting future. And I think that future's stronger when we're together. And if ever there was a time for us to be together, it's now. So if you've got any questions, like more detailed questions, there's Rukuai and Hugh and the Weavers over there, Tess and Mandy. You know, take the opportunity when we're together to share with each other, because we learn from our successes and we learn from our mistakes. We're stronger when we're together. So we can't wait to get out on the water with waka. And we had pangaru at our wānanga last weekend saying their waka needs a bit of work, but we want to get on the water with pangaru as well. And we want to learn to sail again and paddle again. And I think, you know, waka is a metaphor for everything from birth to death. Our people wrap everything around this object. Our waka tupa, our waka koiwi, you know, the way we bring our babies into the world. So the metaphor of waka is powerful. And they say that our people, when they traversed the Pacific 3,000 years ago, at the time that was the equivalent of going to Mars. They had to be good at planning to be able to undertake that. And I believe, like in the waka and all the knowledge of voyaging, that's how we should be starting to plan together, with that same level of thoughtfulness and that same, they've given it all to us and it's there for us. And so yeah, voyaging and planning and thinking strategically, it's all in this and that. We just have to learn again. So kia ora whānau, that's me. Any questions, just grab us. You want to know anything, that's what we're here for, to share and to tautoko. So kia ora whānau.
Kia ora. Kia ora.
Bo, you got anything to add?
Where are you, Mandy?
Yeah, Mandy.
I know for the people of Ngāi too, this is a big day to have Matawhao here. You know, when we first came over, the first name of the waka was Matawhao. Went back on re-edged and called it Rātuki Matawhao. And part of the asking Will and the crew to bring Matawhao over to here to be part of the kaupapa was really to promote kaupapa waka amongst our people, but also to have a Matawhao next to a Rātuki Matawhao is a great occasion for our people here. You know, even though they call us inlanders over here, these inlanders got two waka at them, alright? But you know, I met Will a few weeks back when they launched the waka over in Opanoni, and then I went to another wānanga that they had, and you know, I spoke to Will and asked him, Sharks, what's the possibility of getting Matawhao over to the marae in Otaua? And you know, we've been on the phone quite hard out lately, and I was almost asleep at 1 o'clock. It was happening, it wasn't, and as soon as he texted me at 1 o'clock, I could go to sleep. Anyway, as part of the publicity of Matawhao, when Matawhao got the Tāheke marae, we started shooting with the drone, and then Matawhao stopped down here just so we could coordinate the drone with the camera people that were here waiting at the marae. And part of that is to promote the waka, but also for Will and the crew, when they get back, they've got some footage of Matawhao coming to be part of a great kaupapa today. So just wanted to acknowledge the crew of Matawhao, and especially Will, for taking the time out of their day to bring Matawhao over here to be part of our kaupapa. E mihi ana kia koutou. You know, the only way to get these fellas to talk is you've got to go and stand next to them and say, Cars, tell me about the waka. Kia ora tātou.
Kia ora. Goodbye, goodbye.
Hi, I'm going to away.
message me because I'll be in the website. Message me on Friday.